Hi, I'm Kevin Roelofs. I'm a graduate student at the University of Maryland in the Biological Sciences Department, specifically in the cell biology and molecular genetics subdepartment. I'm in my 5th year now in the lab of Dr. Vincent Lee. Expect I'll shortly be graduating. During this time here, I've had the opportunity to study somewhat about how bacteria sense the world around them. So we experience light and sound through our eyes and perhaps our ears, but bacteria don't have these advanced organs. So oftentimes what they are doing is they're sensing chemical proxies for the things they'd like to know about their environment. When they make a small chemical, we can often see that it leads to an effect, but what we're interested in finding out are the receptors of these small molecules that cause the effects to occur. So that way we can track down the biological details of how bacteria sense the world around them. So I was nominated for the innovation category for some of my research because in Dr. Vincent Lee's lab, we've come up with a new way to track down what are the receptors of these small molecules which lead to all these effects that we think are very important for bacteria. And so one thing that has been going on in this field is that people have been seeing that small molecules cause an effect and they search for the receptors, but they've been finding them one at a time. And they're not sure how many are total and how many we're missing. So we came up with a way to find all the different receptors for any given molecule within a bacterial genome, which is a really cool advance in the field of signaling biology. And I think this will be important for many applications of like human health and industrial microbiology. For example, our method could be used to identify the targets of drugs. So if a drug is having an off-target effect, like many cancer drugs will make you lose hair and have problems with your metabolism, we could potentially help make better cancer drugs that don't interact with those off-targets. So it's been quite a journey here for the last 5 years. Many people have helped me out. So when I first joined, of course, my fellow incoming graduate students helped me find the good local bars and get through the classes. But more importantly, I guess, is the relationship that your graduate students make with your mentor. So I've mentioned I'm in Dr. Vincent Lee's lab, and he's been really helpful to me in getting my science off the ground and running. So when I first came in here, he actually showed me how to come in and use the pipetters, like really basic stuff. But now as I'm getting along in my years, he's helping me do some of the more theoretical side, like design my experiments and get into the publication of my experiments. So it's like a whole nother level on top of just the manipulation of the basic tools. Some of the challenges I've experienced here are that in order to get something good out of science, you need to probably do it about 4 or 5 times to get the right one, to get it to finally work. So this can be very frustrating, and at times it can feel very slow. But then you get to go to a conference and present maybe like a year of work and have people say it's good or bad, and they evaluate it. And then in that moment where you tell someone about your work, that makes it all worthwhile. In this last section, I'd like to say a little bit about one of the big things I learned at University of Maryland under Dr. Vincent Lee, which is that although science is built on publications of papers, which are discrete goals, the way you get your work done best is by doing the right thing all the time. It sounds really easy, but always making sure that you're doing the right thing can often be really annoying, especially like if you want to go out to hit a happy hour at 5 o'clock and the right thing means staying till 5:30 to just double check a few last details. It's always going to be worth it, because that 30 minutes you spend there might save you weeks later. I think that's one of the most valuable lessons I've learned here, is to be process oriented and to always be trying to do your best and then know that the good outcomes will come.